Are we on? Hello, welcome to the Our Vulnerable Communities. My name is Latavia Sanders. I'm here standing with some other West Savannah residents, and we're going to actually take a walk down Augusta Avenue. We're going to be able to share some insight on the history, first of all, and then also the upcoming campaign that is happening, and we'll have a vote on the 28th. So we'll give you more information on that. But before I start, I would like to first thank ATR, All Things Relevant Media, for this platform. So anyway, I'll get started. So we're standing here in the weeping time, uh, which is the largest slave sale in Georgia history, happened right here in this community. So I'm going to read the plaque that's here, the marker that's here, and what it says. So it says, one of the largest sales of enslaved persons in U.S. history took place on March 2nd to the 3rd, 1859 at 10 Rock Race Course, 1/4 mile southwest of here. 1/4 mile southwest of here. I just want you to hear that. To satisfy his creditors, Pierce M. Butler sold 436 men, women, and children from his Butler Island and Hampton Plantation near Darien, Georgia. The breakup of families and the loss of home became part of the African American heritage, remembered as the weeping time. The event was reported extensively in the northern press, and reaction to the sale deepened the nation's growing sectional divide in the years immediately preceding the Civil War. So, on that day, on those 2 days, they said it rained and rained and rained. And so that is how they named this for the weeping time. That it was just a horrible time that they described the women, the men, the children, how their faces were upon being able to. So are you joining us? Yeah. All right, no problem. So what I would like to do is a lot of history, and I'm actually rerouting the show. I had some things in mind, but I'm gonna reroute it and be able to actually give some of the residents that they want to talk as we walk and share some of the memories they have of West Savannah and what they were hoping that comes back to West Savannah. So we're going to actually start picking up these signs and walking down and talking more about why it's so important to save this community and the communities around. There's 3 historic neighborhoods here that's been in place, intact, for over 150 years. And if you know when slavery ended, you'll know that wasn't long after slavery. So this neighborhood has been intact. And being able to place a development right in the middle, in the heart of these 3 communities, it's insane. So we're going to get ready to start walking. We're going to go ahead and pick up these signs, and then we're going to talk to you about some other things. I want you, as we walk, to be able to tell what you just shared with me. Hey. Y'all ready?
I couldn't tell. You know, the grades look good.
Thank you.
So here we are on Augusta Avenue. All right, this is Alan Maynard. He is a West Savannah native, and him and I had the pleasure this morning to walk, and he shared with me some of the history of some of these buildings right here on Augusta Avenue, and I want him to be able to share that with you. So, Alan, if you don't mind, you can start.
Right across the street, guys, that used to be a store. We had stores in West Savannah. We had down the street, we had a TV shop. We had a coffee shop. We had lecture. We had everybody in West Savannah. Now they stole everything. They took our culture, our history. Look how they're taking it from us. Across the street used to be Mr. Danny. Mr. Danny used to plant greens in that field right there. That field, the Michael Field standing there right there. Mr. Danny used to have greens in that
Mr.
field.
Fields.
Good morning, Pastor Field.
It's such a family environment here. This is family, everybody's family.
It was rich. We had, this house here used to be where longshoremen lived. It was the longshoremen that lived in these houses here. These houses here. Now look at them. we need economic development and
So
resources.
$72 million went into West Savannah. I'm hearing from 2005 to now. So I'm trying to figure
Where
out.
did the money go?
Most of it, from what I tracked
Where did
down
it go?
to Bellwoods, $57 million went into Bellwoods.
This used to be a two-story beautiful home right here. Right here. The family that lived here were very instrumental to this family. Behind us, we have one of the West Savannah's icons. This is Brenda Curtis Johnson. It's Johnson and her husband right here. Walking with them. One of the West Savannah icons. This woman feeds the hungry. She takes care of everybody's children. Everybody's children.
Right now, it's not about me. It's about the betterment of our community and keeping it whole and not bringing no more negative energy to our community. It's not about me. It's about bringing our community. And I'm still doing that.
And guys, we have churches. Look at all these churches here. Now, we need these churches to come out and stand with us. We need them to stand with this house right here. See that house right there? That's one of the houses that man was murdered in his front door. Still unsolved murder to this day.
Talk about the school.
Look at this. Rock Elementary. That's one of the reasons we don't need that shelter there because of Rock Elementary. Rock Elementary is where children go to school at.
Yes.
Do you not know the Salvation Army? They cannot discriminate against anyone. So they have to allow people from prison to come and parole out, even if you're a 441, which is a sex offender. We don't need sex offenders by our schools. There is a daycare across the street from there. We're not saying that we want you to be. Listen, we love the least, the lost, and the left out. We advocate for those people, homeless people. But that is not a great idea. You do not put them in a situation where you're going to send them back to prison. We ask for the halfway house. Let's put it there at the halfway house. You can build on top of that. It's ready already. You can move in ready to go. Come on, guys. We don't need that. You don't want it in your community. So why are we putting it out here? Oh, because it's downtrodden. You feel that these are downtrodden people. They have nobody to advocate for them. They have no voice. The devil is a lie.
Amen.
Yes.
The devil is a lie. And we will not do that. We'll do it on our watch. Julius Hall, we thank you. A-R-T.
ATR, all things relevant media.
All things are relevant. And you know what? I thank God for him because he's a voice for the voiceless. Thank God for all these people right here. We're not out here to be seen, guys. We're out here to change. We're warriors. We're fighting. And we're tired. We're sick and tired of being sick and tired. There used to be a house. That lady used to keep her home beautiful. That was a beautiful home with nothing but flowers. The young people used to play the piano. There were two other houses right here. Now they're torn down. Beautiful. Beautiful. Elder Tillman did it. Elder Tillman did exactly what Brenda does. He's the truth. All the local children, 2206 Augusta Avenue. There were nothing but prosperity in our community. Now, no prosperity. Now listen, guys, enough is, when is enough going to be enough? When is it going to be enough?
So I'm trying to understand, like, what has puzzled me is I see that they're building up new houses and they're strategically doing it. But if these lots have been here, what is the plan for our Augusta corridor? I thought they made a plan for this. Like, so is this just a part of just letting us drain out to where?
Exactly. Listen, and you know, that's the prophecy of this whole thing. These people care less about us because we look like this.
Huh.
But let me tell you something. they're going to sell out to these big time developers, and they're going to turn these places into what they want it to be. But the devil is alive. We were born and raised over and it will not happen in our lives. Mr. Danny Store was right here. And also the barbershop was right there. And look, we still have Mr. Hall still here. Mr. Hall is still here, guys. Not what is 90 years old?
Yeah, and he said I talked with Mr. Hall. I hate he's not here, and he did say that he was willing to speak at the council meeting, but I don't think I'll be able to set it up now since it's not on the agenda. But Mr. Hall, when I came to Mr. Hall, he was like, "Oh no, not at my front door. I've been here 60 years. No, we don't want that." You know, and he has been very instrumental in speaking out about this issue and not wanting it.
And this is what we're talking about right here. This is where the largest slave sale was done in the U.S. Daycare right there. Not only the school is there, but a daycare right there. How dare you put that in front of that daycare? You can't do that.
So what is your fear of, and I know my fear, but what do you think if they brought that from Montgomery? What kind of issues are they having over on Montgomery? Can you describe that?
Listen, they're trashing the neighborhood. They're urinating all outside, and it smells like urine.
And Salvation Army, no.
Around the Salvation Army.
Okay.
They're not upkeepers. I can see if they were upkeepers. But they're not. They don't care. It's because these people are going to the pool.
Well, on the council meeting, they said that we wouldn't have those issues here. Do you believe that?
We're going to have the same issues here. Look what they've already done to Savannah. To add insult on injury. Come on, guys. Come on, guys. That is adding an insult to injury. No. We will not, and we cannot let this happen, guys.
What happened to all that SPLOST money? When I moved here in 2013, I've seen so many projects happening all around Savannah. And then when I got in West Savannah, I'm just like,
the buck stopped.
It's almost like they went around.
The buck stopped.
All of the African American communities. It's not like it's nobody that live here.
We had an alderman that was the alderman for 16 years. 16 whole years. That said he advocated for West Savannah. Where do you see it? Do you see any change? Did you see anything? Where is it? Guys, we have to do better. If you're going to come in our neighborhood, let us sit to the table too. And let us find out what's going on.
And so right here, Alan, we're standing, this is about 2 acres of the previous Francis Bartow property, right? Yeah. So this is right here, they brought the highway, I guess. If you want to show the highway, they brought the highway in, right? Because this was all connected, right?
It was 50 acres. It was 50 acres.
Okay.
And it was a restaurant. It was like a restaurant, because we put it there because we were slaves.
Okay. And then as a community, they brought the highway in, right?
They brought the highway in.
And then they split it, basically. So the other side is what they want to develop this shelter on, right? Or
it's supposed to be here.
It's gonna be here too? Oh wow.
We have people that have no definition, nothing. Why would you tear down a housing development? Now, this used to be Francis back. This is where there were families here. Families were living here. Why would you tear down a whole community and take it away and not put anything back over there? You put Carol back. You put Fraser Home back.
Oh, they did?
Oh, yes.
They put Bellwood back bigger, better. Oh, speaking of Bellwood, guess what I learned? That's how I learned that it was $57 million into Bellwood. Bellwood was the first enterprise zone in Savannah, just like how they have an enterprise zone in MLK, where it's supposed to have grown and brought businesses here. What happened to the retail space that they were supposed to put there? Did you recall that it was?
Well, there's no retail space there.
Yeah, they was supposed to bring other business. So a lot of people got tax breaks in that enterprise zone.
And nothing
For the community.
And that goes to show you what type of leadership we want. Hold on. What type of leadership we want. Now we need a leadership, some leaders in the community to lead us the right way, to allocate the money that's allotted to us and disperse it in the right manner. We're tired of that. Come on, guys. We're gonna do this too many times. We're gonna do this with every regime. Let's stop it now. Let's stop it. I'm tired of throwing around folks. If you're not gonna do what you said you was gonna do, get out of office. We're gonna find somebody to run against. We're gonna advocate. That's not us from being. You're not gonna.
That's powerful coming from you, because you are definitely a ground player where you know you have helped get a lot of people elected.
We're not playing today. Today, tomorrow, and to the Lord calls me back home. So I shut my eyes. Because we're out here for the least, the lost, and the left out. Don't you ever forget that. Now we have come and we've asked them to take us and to help us bring a shelter. Because we're not against the homeless. And don't ever forget that now. Let's be reminded. We're not against the homeless. We're just against them bringing it here. You can take it anywhere else.
It just doesn't fit. Why would you put more poverty on top of poverty? We have nothing to offer the homeless. We're trying to get something ourselves. So why would you bring it here? What? A benefit? Like one of my neighbors said, one of the benefits they told her in her church was that they're going to have alcohol and drug treatment. Do we have that many alcoholics and drug addicts out here?
Listen.
How you treat poverty issues with drugs and alcohol?
Well, if that being the case, why are all these Arab stores? We don't have nothing but Arab stores. They sell nothing but. They sell nothing. Look, there's no black-owned stores in West Savannah. We're in a black community, but there's no black-owned store.
Well, get that restaurant down the street.
What restaurant?
Right on Eagle in the restaurant.
Okay, but a store. That's a restaurant.
That's a restaurant.
What about stores? Why little Johnny can go get milk? He's going to the Arab store.
Well, they got those small business classes.
We have to pay $7 for a gallon of milk.
Really?
Yes. The cereal box. How much the cereal boxes are in the Arab store?
Right.
Come on now.
Well, the other issue being, I guess maybe I can't speak to that, but I guess people don't have transportation. That's why they buy it.
Exactly.
Okay. Because see, I got the car, so I go to the food lines. But
there are older people in the community.
Uh-huh.
There are young mothers out here, and they have great kids.
Uh-huh.
They're going to send their oldest son to go get some milk.
Right. And so you need a store long distance.
A store that's going to provide produce, fresh produce for the community.
Okay.
That's what we want. We want them to continue. Listen. For so long, and you spend it all. We're tired of this.
One day.
This place used to flourish. Look like home business. Now, I'm sick and tired, guys.
So guys, we want you to share. We need the message to get out here. We want you to share. If you're watching, invite other people that think you're interested. We need you guys to write counsel and be able to write letters to council in support of us, even if you don't live here. But this is an opportunity for Savannah to become one Savannah by being able to do a development that drives the residents, that the residents can actually benefit, they have community benefits off of it. So you can call Alderwoman Renetta Lanier. She's actually having a press conference today at 1:30 at the City Hall. She's invited whoever to join her. If you would like to stand with her and let people know that you stand
protesting. And like she said, we're going to join Vanilla Lanier at City Hall at 1:30. And guys, we need you to come out and support us and share. You see this video, share, and share alike.
All right, so we're headed down to the actual property. All the women Vanilla Lanier did a video the other day, show how beautiful the development was. I mean, the property is, and it definitely deserves more than just a transitional shelter. It's already zoned for affordable housing. It's owned by HUD, so it has to be affordable housing developed, but there's also plans of a potential museum, potential monument that will drive tourism here, that will bring economic dollars here, that would actually help uplift the community. And if this shelter goes there, that's going to compromise any kind of plans of capitalizing off of tourism, as the people that's been working so hard here to capture the history has been doing for over 15, 16 years now, trying to make sure that West Savannah history is properly recorded. So, Miss Brenda, I would like, if you can stop for a minute. Miss Brenda has been working with the children here in West Savannah for how many years? I would like for her to share a little bit about herself, because she is a warrior for real. It's not no one. She don't need to be in front of a camera to do what she does. She just does it from her heart. She does it because she knows it needs to be done. She is the perfect example of the village system. So I want her to share what her deposit has been here in West Savannah.
Well, I love this community, and I love the things that we can do, that we stick together, stand together. We have some excellent kids in this community. When we stand together and stop bringing negativity in our community, it'll be a great place. But just like I said before, it's not about me. It's the betterment for the better of our community.
Right, that's right.
All right.
That's right.
So we're going to continue down. My glasses are fogging up, so I'm going to take them off. So we're going to continue down here to the property. The camera is going to turn onto the property, and then we're going to just talk about some things that we need from you, the community. We only can win this if the community comes together, and that community means anyone and everyone that cares and has a passion for people living in underserved communities like this. People that can clearly see all the developments that have happened around Savannah, around these communities, although they're part of Savannah. So we're trying to make this one Savannah, and we need your help. So this is the property.
Look how beautiful it is.
Beautiful.
You can imagine that gym right there. Ain't it?
We gotta walk the ground.
Y'all gonna walk the ground?
Oh, okay. We gotta not walk the ground. We're gonna look at the ground. So, what's the time?
That's beautiful.
Look how beautiful it is.
This used to be First Sparta.
Yes, imagine what it can be.
Yeah.
You know, we got 30 minutes out.
There used to be cherry trees right there. You used to go to the bushes, blackberry bushes, and pick blackberries. They got rid of all of that out here. There's no more blackberries out here. We're out here doing it.
So, more history. So, the city manager and the assistant city manager found an alternate location on Dooley Avenue, which is right outside of Louisville Road, which is in the Brickyard area. I'm not sure how promising that is, but there are other areas, but I think everyone's pushing back, and I don't know why, but what I do know for sure, I can't speak on all the other alternative locations that it could go in, but it's nothing here to a shelter to bring more poverty into this impoverished community makes no sense. We built some economic drivers into this community, because the failed economic driver that you thought was going to happen in Fairwoods, if that was Fairwoods, Fairwoods is nothing but affordable housing. It has no other built-in components to that model that helps bring businesses to this, and it was an enterprise.
This should be a historical landmark. Now, on historical landmarks, you don't put shelters. Am I correct?
You're correct, absolutely.
And when they deem anything historic, they do not. They don't put anything that's going to defamate that place. Y'all see? That's all right. The devil still is alive.
So let me tell you some other.
Desecrate anything that is sacred.
Right.
And so this is a sacred crime. So why would we desecrate the sacred crime? Tell me that. So you don't care about our history? That's what you're telling us? You don't want to hear, you don't care anything about what we've been through? Okay, already been promised 40 acres in a meeting.
Right.
Now what happened? They got 40 acres right here. Now where's the meeting? Come on, guys. We're not asking for a handout. We know that we want to see the resources. The resources are ours. Look how beautiful this land is. Look, guys, look.
And it's sacred.
It's sacred ground. Sacred ground.
So did you know that, like, when they were doing the slave auction, I just go into detail. Did you know that people were being sold from anywhere, depending on how healthy after they check their teeth and have them bend and all that, from $250 to $1,600?
Yes.
So we were valued at $250 to $1,600, and they sold families and broke families right up in this area.
And wait a minute now, that was not it. We were even healthy after all night long being in what they call a barn, the party.
Wait, what?
We were in the barn all night long before we were
horses?
sold. With horses.
You got put with the livestock?
With livestock, because we were considered livestock.
So when they listed us as livestock, they actually let us live with livestock?
Exactly.
Oh, wow.
We were sold out of the barn. So
and being a descendant, you guys know that. So you telling me that slave owners, descendants, and slave descendants know each other here? And they still here knowing the history.
Yeah. And what's so sad is, why would you come and desecrate this land? Why would you desecrate this land? Come on, guys. This means nothing to them. It doesn't mean
so the best piece of this is a pretty land. So this probably the other woman said this is probably the prettiest piece of land in the city.
In the city of Savannah.
That's left anyway.
Yeah. Now what? Now what are they gonna do? They're gonna uproot it. They're gonna desecrate this like they do everything else. Come
so
on,
you're
guys.
telling me that shelter on Montgomery Avenue that barely takes up any space over there is going to come and take up all this land?
And we have nothing.
And we have nothing?
Nothing.
So it's nothing, no benefit. All the people that's been displaced from our community, looking at the hotel, wouldn't have any affordable housing or anything to come to just be more like headquarters for the homeless for the county.
My problem is to see. Okay. They allow developers to come out from out of town and bought Clearview.
Really?
Clearview. They could have made Clearview affordable housing.
Right. They didn't do that.
They didn't do that. They have a developer has his own plan for Clearview in our neighborhood. So where and why are these people coming in our city getting tax breaks, guys? But we have leaders that look like us. We have leaders that said we're for the people and we're going to lead the people, but where are you now?
So you telling me leaders ain't leading the people?
They're not leading.
Did they promise to do it beforehand?
They promised. 16 years he promised.
Who else is involved? I mean, outside, I know we have the previous alderman that's our mayor now, but these developers. Nobody came. I mean,
We have county commissioners.
where did you? I didn't contact.
We have
our
state
county commission.
representatives.
Okay.
We have,
All of them could be a part in making sure
come
some
on, we
kind of
have
benefits happen.
senators.
Okay.
Why isn't anybody here helping the people of West Savannah, the people of the first district, the people of Hudson Hill, the people of Woodsville, the people of Carver Village? Why?
And Bayview, do Bayview need help?
Bayview and Clearview look like a third world country. It looks like a third world country. And it ain't just got that way.
But I heard that was affordable housing here. I mean, it's affordable right back there. They just kind of
Listen, Bayview is owned by individuals. There are individuals, all the properties are owned by individuals. There are people, listen, the ILA is back there. They wouldn't even allow them to buy the property.
Okay, so all of it's private owned, but this wouldn't be a private. Well, I guess this would be a private development because HUD owns it now, and if it was developed based off of affordable housing criteria that's already zoned for, then it would be just fine, right?
Please listen to this, and I want you to understand this. Something in the Bible, and we always talk about we Christians and we believe in the Lord and we believe in God, but the Bible lets us know that Jesus said something that was so clear: "Do unto others as you will have them do unto you." If you don't want it where you live at, don't put it where I am. Come on now. Do unto others as you would have them do unto you. So you need to tell me on the golden rule that we principles, we say we're a Bible built state, and you still neglect people. You still neglect folks. Look, you neglect the West Savannah. You neglect the Hudson Hill. You neglect the Woodsville. Come on, guys.
I'm just going to say something.
Julius Hall.
I'm going to say something. It has to be a bigger plane. People want this land because of the access to the highway. I used to live here, right over here. I used to live right over here when I was a kid in 6th, 7th grade. I lived out here 3 or 4 years on the same exact property. And we know that with the access that they have to the highway, it's a bigger 20-year plan. Salvation Army might be here 5, 10 years. The plan is to get it out of the federal government's hand and to be able to buy it back from the Salvation Army. This is a plan that y'all don't even see. And yes, we got some people tied up in it that know the plan. They might not know all the plan, but they know that there is a plan for this 10 acres here. This is 10 acres of prime property because of access to the highway. They want to bring in a shelter where they're having problems in the city with that shelter, with all the, like Alan said, with all the urine and feces and everything else going on around there. Smells like a barn. And now they want to bring that over here to an area that's already depressed, that we're trying to build back up. But now they want to bring it back down, or they want to stagnate it so that they can sell the property. It's a form of gentrification, because all you do then is you get depressed so bad that you sell your property to anybody and you get out of the area. They're not doing anything to uplift this community. We got a civic center that's coming up, which is about 2 miles from here, 1.5 miles from here. But now, and that should bring the property values up. Then they got a homeless shelter they want to put right here that should bring the property value down. So y'all tell us what the plan is here. They say, well, if not here, then where? Well, they gave you someplace else to put it at. This doesn't have to go up immediately. It doesn't have to do some more planning, put it off again. But if you vote for this, on city council on Thursday, your name will be taken down and we will be in the streets just like we are now. This ain't nothing. Wait till we bring the full army. Your name will be on it. This is your warning. Van Johnson, Linda, anybody else that wants to vote for this to be the Salvation Army, we'll see you next election. If you don't care, we don't need it.
All right, Julius, I was going to ask you while you were talking, and like I said, I'm learning. So SCAD, they tell me that they want to push that away from Montgomery because they want to clear that out for SCAD so SCAD can develop. They said SCAD already, or somebody already buying Island Breeze and
everything is done in this city for SCAD. SCAD is big enough. Matter of fact, it needs to be a moratorium on SCAD purchasing property and being tax-free. Nothing wrong with you purchasing the property if you have the money to get it. But it should be a moratorium on you having the tax-exempt status for new properties. You have gotten over on this city long enough. We appreciate everything that you've done to the city and for the city, but you've gained also, SCAD. So, yeah, everything is centered around a 10 and 20 year plan in this city. They plan past us.
So we don't have a plan here, right?
No, we don't have a plan because we're not united. The reason that we don't have a plan is because we're not united. We're not the power brokers here. And because we elect people that hold us back from being the power broker. And when we do that, then all that does is push us further back down, or it holds us down until somebody can come up with a plan for this area. I can see this being a transport company right here. You know, they'll spend $5 million and build a new Salvation Army. What's $5 million to them? Then once Salvation Army has attained the property, then 10 years from now, they sell it for $20 million to somebody else so they could go build somewhere else. And then somebody come here and put $50 million property here. So we got to be able to understand what the plan is and look past just today. See, we elect people that don't read. We elect people that don't study. And that's what we got to stop doing. We got to stop putting these people in place who are not for the people. And they're not for the people. They've shown that time and time again. They have a Spanish agenda. They have a gay agenda. They got every agenda under the sun except a black agenda. Have you seen them with a black agenda yet? All Van has done is put task force out. Task force after task force. It is proven that task force don't do anything in this city. In any city, task force don't do nothing. That's all it does is babysit the people and put a Band-Aid on the problem when we need surgery out here. We don't need a Band-Aid. We need surgery. And until we start doing those things, we're going to be pushed down to the ground and stepped on. Our necks are going to be stepped on just like they want to do now. This property is prime property. Don't let them get it. If you get it, I tell you, we're coming at the next election.
Hopefully we can appeal to somebody's humanity. And I do believe, I mean, knowing all of the council members personally, I do believe there is going to be somebody. I believe that we already can count on 4 votes on the council. And I just hope that somebody is convicted enough that their humanity is just tainted with understanding what this will do to this community and be able to vote no to a special permit on January 28th. Again, we will be out standing with our older woman, Bernetta Lanier, at City Hall as she gives her press conference today at 1:30. If you would like to join us, please join us. Please share this so others can hear the message and know the message. It doesn't matter if you're not from West Savannah. It doesn't matter if you're from West Savannah and don't live here now. What matters is that you care about the issues of West Savannah and that you are willing to stand with us to be able to combat this predatory development, because that's what it really is, because it's not coming to our community to help us. It can only hurt us at this point. There will be no benefits for us, maybe a benefit for the county, because making it 3 times larger will definitely make this headquarters for the county, because there will be no other shelter that large around here. So when there is a need, they will come here to this community that already has needs. It makes no sense. We have nothing for us, yet alone for a massive shelter to come here. We would need affordable housing. We need senior housing. We need on this land, and then we can build in components. there could be a workforce component built into being able to put affordable housing here. There's dreams of being able to put a Weeping Time museum here to capitalize off of the tourism that Savannah already has. We're not creating anything, we're just trying to connect to it. It's been passing us by. This economic engine in Savannah has been passing this community by, and we're ready to tap in. So you have to listen to our leaders. You have to be able to understand what they're saying. Our older woman has been fighting for this community before she became an older woman. So she knows what she's talking about. She ain't reading nothing like I read it. She lived it. She walked it. She's watched it. And so I'm just asking you, stand with us. Write a letter to whoever you know on city council and appeal to their humanity. This is insane. They shouldn't do this. This is wrong. All right. Again, I want to thank All Things Relevant Media. 2 minutes? 4 minutes?
20.
20 minutes. Oh, well, I don't have nothing for 20 minutes. Sorry, he actually elevated the show a lot longer than what it should be. I'm a 30-minute person, so that's my time. If they want to come and talk, anybody else want to step up and talk, you can, ma'am. We haven't heard from you if you want to talk.
One thing I have to say, people, we got to stick together, and we can't let them take what we grew up into. I'm another one. My name is Regina Williams. I grew up out here also. I grew up in Savannah, in West Savannah. People let's just stand for what we know. We can't let them just push us out the way and just take over everything that we know of. And a lot of us, we do know West Savannah. That's all a lot of us know is West Savannah. That's all I got to say.
Amen. That's enough, sister.
Okay, so my producer is telling me that I have to continue the show. So we're going to take a walk back here and kind of look at things. And we're going to try to figure out things together because there is some unanswered questions that we're trying to figure out. What is the Beyond Plan? Yes, I know. I just stepped
Watch out for the ant beds.
bed, so I might get bit up really bad right now.
Check your feet now.
Turn the camera on, Alan. I stepped in the ant bed.
Okay, this is 10 acres of prime property. They want this property for a reason. The Salvation Army is just the beginning of it. They're not going to be here for long. They're part of the property. Because once they acquire the property, then they do what they want to do. This property is huge. 10 acres is long, it's bigger than 10 acres. They want this property for a reason. It's huge. I used to live right on spot right here. I used to live right here. It was a street right here. You can see that it's still the trees on both sides of the streets. I used to live, I'll stand where I used to live at. Right here. Anthony Royal used to live right there at that tree. The big hanging tree right there. Kenny Johnson and the Johnsons used to live on the other side of that tree over there up front, near the front. Where we first came in at. This was the softball field over here. On the other side of that, the softball field. It's a big softball field. I mean, a baseball field, not a softball field. It's a baseball field over there. This property is huge. And you talking about just for a Salvation Army? What the hell are they going to have here? The National Salvation Army headquarters? No, it's a plan, people. Wake up. It's a plan.
What do you think the plan is if you had to guess?
I don't know what the plan is yet. But if I had to guess, Salvation Army is acquiring the property so they can sell it to somebody else later on.
Right.
That's what I would guess.
So what do you think they're going to do with the property they already have in Montgomery?
Sell it to SCAD. SCAD buy everything in that area. You see, SCAD took Mickey's liquor store and made a big, gigantic, brought the whole block, brought everything. Great building. All great for Savannah.
Building, is there still right before you get to Island Range?
Now tell me, what the 5th district gained out of that beautiful building.
I don't know. What did they gain? I don't know.
Nothing. Because like Renetta say, It should be
It must be
some kind of economic driver for our communities. We just can't keep putting things and selling property to people and they don't invest back in the community.
Exactly. You have 10 parks around it.
So what's this street? I didn't even realize it was a street back
It's a
there.
back street. It's companies back here.
It is?
Yeah, it's companies back here. I tell you, it's a plan. Why not take these people here company? You know, I mean, not take
Oh,
it.
I think this is the company that owns
Not
the
take it.
town property, isn't it?
Yeah, that's the company that owns the Weeping Time property right there. They've been since I was a little boy. We used to play hide and go seek back here, tag and everything, running hide on their property back here when I was a kid.
Oh, that's a
There's
No, it's an
building
office.
that was made back here too.
right.
Yeah,
lot of
that's true too. That's true
Okay,
too.
Valley.
I lived out here before the highway got out here. See the highway right there? Straight down.
And that
Before
back-
they put the highway there, they were building it and we used to have to cross over. So we cut a hole in the gate so we can go from one side of Bato to the other side of
But
Bato.
this was when it was the
That's
housing
50
here.
years ago.
When the housing was here, this was West Savannah.
All this is West Savannah,
So
but
we
now
know it's
they've done
changed
some
now.
slick stuff and they made it part of Woodsville. How the hell you gonna move a whole community, a whole section of somewhere and make Woodsville? Woodsville starts at the tracks over there. Woodsville starts on the other side of that building right over there. That's where Woodsville starts, on the other side of
They
it.
did that.
2012.
But they've annexed this part in on the map some kind of way to make it part of Savannah. I mean, part of West Savannah. But these are the Salvation Army look like they could have had this property here. What's here? I don't see nothing here. It looks abandoned. That looks big enough for Salvation Army. Unless this a part of that company there. I don't know. It was 2 or 3 companies back here. And that company right there at the end, it runs all the way down. Well, this is the same company. I think it's all one now. They run all the way down to the other exit. That's how far it runs. That's a lot of property. Look at this is land not being used for anything. For anything. The Salvation Army. This property here is 5 times bigger than the Salvation Army on Montgomery Street. Like I told you, this is too much property for the Salvation Army. I know what the plan, I think what the plan is. This is the baseball field. This is where I grew up playing softball. This is where the Atlanta Braves wanted to draft me when I was younger. That was a joke, but it was the truth too.
St. Louis Cardinals.
This is the baseball field. Grew up right here. Mr. Leroy Prescott is our coach.
Oh, they said it's a plywood company. They don't use it.
It's a company, but if you look at it, how it's almost looks deserted.
They got private
They holding on
property
to it
stay
for a
off their
reason.
grass.
Holding on to it for a reason.
Well, look, they
You don't even see traffic coming back here. Where's the traffic?
it's a whole road of just for one person.
Yeah, they holding on to it for a reason. All they got is some main headquarters right back there.
So it's a plan.
Oh, it's a plan. Ain't no doubt
We
it's a
just
plan.
don't know about it.
Oh, that's correct. You ain't gonna know about it. This used to be a company over here, a paint company.
We had people from Woodsville used to work there.
This was a softball field right there. Grew up playing softball right here.
Isn't this a beautiful piece of property? Guys, I really thank y'all for sharing with our community.
This is the
Yeah,
Francis
absolutely.
Bateau property. Share, y'all. Share.
I love
Yesterday, y'all make sure y'all watch the raffle tomorrow. Watch the raffle tomorrow. We'll be talking about hot dogs for signatures. Hot dogs for signatures. We'll be talking about that.
I'll talk about it now.
We're going to talk about it a whole lot tomorrow.
Okay.
Hot dogs for signature. Hot dogs for signatures.
But you said you could.
They had Salvation Army. Somebody paid those people to go out there. It wasn't just that they went out there, 3 community leaders go out there and giving people hot dogs for their signatures to not be in disagreement with this property coming here. You know, hot
They
dogs.
picked an interesting spot. Why they go to Fat Man store? Like I can't remember any time they ever set up there. I'm shocked they didn't go in front of the community center.
Well,
That's
one politician every year, every time there's an election, he has his set up there and give out hot dogs. So I don't know whether it was his idea or not, but yeah.
Okay.
This used to be the paint company.
Let me ask a question. Let me ask a real valid question. Joe Packer Shop sitting there and been sitting there for years. Why did they ask Joe Packer Shop to move and buy that piece of property?
They ain't gonna ask Joe to move.
Because they want that property. It's a reason they want that.
Joe moved when they get ready for Joe to move.
And they're gonna pay
It
him
ain't
out.
time yet.
They're gonna pay him out.
It ain't
Yeah.
the time yet.
They'll pay him real good when it's time for Anchorage to leave. But for right now, this is the baseball field. So you can see the backstop gate right there. That was the backstop gate. Still there from when I was a little boy. Which was only a few years ago because I'm only 36. I just look this good. Y'all share. We're walking around. We got about 9 minutes. Make this an hour podcast. Make this an hour show. We're supposed to be from 10 to 11, but we had technical issues. Started a little late, so by the time we get back to our vehicles over there, all this is part of the property, and it'll have its own fire station because the fire station ain't going nowhere. But who knows? They'll buy the fire station and move that too. It's starting to rain also.
Do you know why they blocked this street out and not leave any signs? You know, someone had an accident thinking that this street was open. They just did this like maybe 2 years ago.
We have to get
What we need,
engineer.
yeah. What we need in this community is for our communities to start being unified. There is no unity, and they know that. They sow their seeds off of our division. That's what they do.
Exactly.
And as long as we're divided, they know that they can conquer us. So until we understand that our power is in our unity and our weakness is in our division, we're going to forever be the last ones on the step.
Well,
You know, you're not going to be at the top. You're going to be at the bottom.
That's how it goes.
This is the fire station. They'll buy this here too.
What?
Nothing wrong with moving this building. They'll move it. Because when they got a plan, their plan does not see anything other than dollar signs. So if the plan is a part of this, for it to be a part of this, yeah, who knows? I could see a big Walmart supercenter going here. The property is so big. I wonder how they got this piece of it, because this was a part of the federal government property also. How'd they get this? This was a part of Francis Bato when I was a kid. All of this. You know, all of this was a part of it. It didn't stop right there at that gate. They put that gate there. When I was a kid, all of that was Francis Bato. Every piece of it, all the way to the street right there. So how did they put a fire station here? They got a gate right here to make us think it stopped right here. It wasn't no fire station there when I was a kid. All that was Francis Bato. How'd they annex all piece of it? That's the property right there. We walked all the way around. All the way around. It's the housing authority.
That's a nice land. I didn't even know all that was back there.
Beautiful. That's what
They got some homeless people living right there. See all that stuff right under there? All that's down there is homeless people. They just come here every night and sleep right there. They sleep right there every night. All their baggage and camping bags, everything is right out there. Right there on the property every night. So they're already here. Salvation Army is just coming. Some of the residents moved in early. Some of the residents moved in early because they're right around that tree curve, that tree line right there. Behind that tree. I don't know whether y'all can see it, but it's a lot of camping material right there all around there. That's why there's no fence here. They tore it down to get in there. All right, we've done our due diligence. We've done our due diligence. And this has been another edition of Share. Invite people to watch All Things Relevant Media. We're bringing it to you raw and uncut. We're not like regular news stations where we're going to give you just what we want you to hear. We're going to give you the whole story from our perspective, but from the whole perspective so that you can form your own thoughts on what we give you. So think about it. They don't want you to think. They think that we sent them there to think for us. No, we sent you there to govern for us. We'll tell you how we feel and go from there. But y'all share. Y'all see Natavia next Tuesday at 10 a.m. And we're gonna be out of here in 1 minute. Yeah, there's a Stop the Violence rally. We got 3 minutes. We got 2.5 minutes. Tell them about your Stop the Violence rally.
And guess what, guys? We're going to be on this property right here. We're coming right here on this property. Here's our Stop the Violence rally. So if you guys know anything and want to be a part of something real, come on out and voice your opinion. We're going to stop. The only way we can stop crime is if we stop poverty. So let's join in. Amen.
All right.
We are going to be able to, my friend just used a term to me last night when he heard everything that was going on, and I'm going to start using this term. He said, quit saying food desert and say financial desert, because that's what they are. So we're going to do something about the financial desert and be able to help uplift in any kind of way that it needs to be uplifted.
All right. Stay tuned to All Things Relevant Media. All Things Relevant Media. Stay tuned. Tonight, we have Natural as a F with Ferrante Frazier at 6. You can catch Alicia Blakely at 7, hopefully. She on time. And Wednesday night, the Rabble. Stay tuned. We're going to be talking about hot dogs for signature. Hot dogs for signatures on the Rabble, 7 o'clock on Wednesday. Y'all stay tuned. Oh, don't forget, 1 o'clock today, City Hall. Come out and let them see that you don't want this shelter here in West Savannah.
Thank you.